Welcome back, America. It's Hugh Hewitt, joined now by an old friend, former Virginia governor, former Virginia Senator George Allen. Governor Allen, welcome back. It's great to be with you. When I saw that you were on the Heritage Foundation Coronavirus Task Force, I thought, well, they're going to have a governor in there who actually knows how this works. Welcome. How are you, Governor?
I'm doing great, Hugh, and it's great to be with you and all your freedom-loving listeners.
You know, since the last time we talked, I became a Virginian. It was too late to ever enjoy voting for you, either for governor or senator, but I'm back. The state's changed a little bit, but it's beginning to reopen. What do you make of your successor's pace in light of what the Heritage Foundation recommended in the Coronavirus Commission, which is available at hughforheritage.com?
Oh, okay. Put me on the spot right away. Yeah, we live in Virginia Beach, so we're watching a lot of this. We moved from Northern Virginia to Virginia Beach last November. I'd say that the word I would use is halting for Virginia. We compare to my friends in Southwest Virginia and Bristol, where Tennessee opened up 3 to 4 weeks before Virginia did, and I had friends on the Virginia side of State Street, literally looking across the double line to Tennessee businesses, shops, stores, restaurants open. And Virginia was a little slow on a lot of things. And then Northern Virginia, even when Virginia finally opened up Northern Virginia, the commissars up there wanted to continue staying closed. And there's another member of our Coronavirus Recovery Commission, Noe Landini, who I'm sure you've heard of Landini Brothers.
Yep.
And just listening to the regulations and the pestering of it's just so difficult for restaurants and small businesses. I think there's a lot of things we learned from this, and I don't mean to criticize anyone, but there's a panic. A lot of decisions were made. We look back on them, and other after-action reviews will be done, and we need to learn from these and be prepared better in the future. Some of our recommendations, as far as governors are concerned, is state legislators ought to review the emergency powers that are granted to governors. I mean, they've gotten into the details in Virginia where our governor said you can't have amplified music on the beach, as if a radio is going to transmit this disease. And so I think that those need some review and revision with checks and balances. The most important thing of all, to be prepared for the future, is to recognize how dangerously vulnerable we are for our medical supplies, equipment, and essential vital medicines to hostile, adverse, and unreliable sources, and primarily I'm speaking of China. And we need to and these are part of our recommendations in Phase 5, which if you're going to read anything, read Phase 5, because it talks about the future and how we need to make our country much more attractive for the manufacture of these vital medicines, the therapeutics, any of the chemical agents that are necessary, and also the equipment, so that when this happens in the future, we have them stockpiled, we have them ready to use and ready to treat Americans. And in fact, there's a good fellow, Frank Gupton, who lives here in Virginia Beach, works at VCU, has a Medicines for All entity that produced antivirals for HIV/AIDS in Africa very cheaply, and they've gotten a grant from BARDA, and a company that he's associated with called Flow has a continuous chemical manufacturing process, which is much more efficient, less wasteful than batch manufacturing. So we can do it, and we just make our tax laws, our regulatory processes, and unleash the genius of the American free enterprise system to make sure that these products, these chemicals, these medicines are made in the USA. Heck, you wouldn't feed your dog food from China, and I don't care to be ingesting any medicines made in China either, because they're diluted or not even efficacious at all.
I want people to focus on Phase 5 of the Heritage report, and people go to hughforheritage.com to get the executive summary. Governor, the president just tweeted, retail sales show biggest one-month increase of all time, 17.7%, far bigger than projected. Looks like a big day for the stock market and job. They were predicting 7%, 17%. I think America reopened when we weren't looking, so maybe it's the long-term stuff you're talking about, but it's also short-term. Schools have to get into this. I want you to take the last minute to talk about schools, Governor.
Well, schools do need to reopen. When you think about the future opportunities for young people, education is crucial. The best jobs go to the best prepared, and we need to have schools open safely. The people who need to be protected the most are elderly, those with underlying conditions. There haven't been any deaths of anyone under age 20 in Virginia, and so obviously staff and faculty need to be protected, but they need to open up. It's good sales are up. And by the way, the longer places shut down, the deeper in holes counties, cities, and states are for revenues to pay for those schools that are so essential and an important function of state government.